Happy Monday, friends. Today is my week 33 weight loss update. Welcome to my channel, 100 Pounds of Gratitude. I'm Rachel and I'm gaining gratitude, losing weight, and building a life I love. Today is my weigh-in day, and last week I weighed in at 211.4 and today I weighed in at 210.5 for a loss of 0.9. So I'm pretty excited about that because y'all know for about the last 5 or 6 weeks I have been on a weight loss plateau and I have really been kind of stuck right at 211 or during the week pinging between 209 to 211. So for me this is a win. Also because for 5 days this week I ate really well on plan, but then for 2 days this week I did not do well. So it's like when I hit the weekend I just don't do well. So I'm learning a lot about myself through this whole process, and one of the things for me is when I hit an obstacle I have a tendency to turn around and just give up and throw my hands in the air and say, I'm over this. But this plateau is really forcing me to think back to my original New Year's resolutions of making myself a priority and learning to cook, because I think learning to cook is one of the biggest tools that I have for breaking through my plateau and for overall losing weight. So I had tried a dessert last week, the applesauce cake, that worked great for me, and we made it again this week so I could eat a sweet treat, but it fit into my eating plan. But then I had a little snafu because I found a recipe that was for peanut butter Nutella sandwich cookies, and they also fit into my plan. I went to order their Nutella, which I love Nutella, and I vacillated between, do I get the 13-ounce jar of it or do I just get the 26-ounce jar of it? I decided to get the smaller one. We went to do the Walmart pickup. My husband brought it home and they had substituted it for the larger jar. So I felt like this was a sign. I needed the larger jar of Nutella, but 2 days later it was empty and it wasn't even incorporated into the recipe. So I've learned I cannot keep trigger foods in my house, which is kind of an obvious thing, but sometimes you don't even know it's going to be a trigger food until you get it into your house and then you realize, okay, we've only had this 2 days and we bought it for recipe. The recipe didn't even happen because we gobbled it all up in that amount of time. So Nutella will no longer be allowed into our house except for maybe special occasions, and definitely the small jar. So one of the positive things about this week was I ate really well on plan for 5 days and off plan for 2 days, and I still lost 0.9 pounds. So to me, my takeaway is even if I continued in this pattern where I stayed on track for the majority of the week and then ate off on the weekends, I'm still losing weight. It's going to be really slow going, but it's very doable, and it gives me a lot of hope for my long-term goal of developing an eating strategy that I can do for the rest of my life. Because if I eat on plan 5 days a week, but I can kind of flex a little bit on the weekends, that's definitely a lifestyle that I can live with. As far as my working out, my walking, and my morning meltdown, I did all of those things this week. There are a couple of days where I didn't get my walk in the morning, and the heat here gets up to 117 degrees. So if I don't get that walk in the morning, it does not happen. And on those couple of days, I just doubled up on my morning meltdown. We still do an outside activity, usually some sort during the morning, either swimming like we're doing today or at the park, but usually by the afternoon it is just way too hot and we are inside for the day. So I'm making peace with myself to say if I diverge a little bit from my plan on the weekend, it's just going to slow my weight loss down. This next week my goal is to stick to my eating plan all week long, with the exception of doing our pizza combo family day where I'll eat the 2 slices of pizza and then a dessert. That's what I'm going to strive for in week 34 and see if I can see an increase in my weight loss. I haven't done my measurements in a while, so I think when I hit my 9-month mark I'm going to do a reset of my measurements, and maybe with all the working out I'm seeing a reduction in mass, but I'm not seeing my number lower on the scale. So I don't know, or maybe I've lost all the easy weight and now I've hit the hard weight that's going to be hard to come off. I don't know what the deal is, but I'm ready to get below 200. I'm really excited to get below 200, and so I just need to control my eating and I need to eat on plan. This week I also took a little time to reflect on how far I've come. I was sorting through some pictures of myself, and that has just been so motivational for me when I feel down or that this is just going so slowly. But a year ago I was not able to do the things that I'm doing now. I was not able to move around as freely, enjoy my kids as much. I was tired, I wasn't sleeping well. When I lay down to go to bed, my lower back and hips ached where it was so hard. I'd have to get up and take pain medication to go to sleep at night. And I don't have any of that anymore. So sometimes it's just really good to take the time to reflect. I'm really big about journaling, and within that journaling, I think there's time where you plan ahead and look into the future, and I think there's also time to reflect and see how far you've come and to celebrate those things, because that keeps the momentum going and helps you remember this life is so much better. The little bit of discomfort that I get from not getting to eat all of my favorite foods all of the time is totally worth it, because I'm still getting to eat some of my favorite foods some of the time, but my quality of life has greatly improved, and I'm doing so many more things in life that I enjoy now that I was not able to do 50 pounds heavier. So for week 34, I'll be doing more of my same 9 goals, my morning meltdown 100, sticking to my portion fixed eating plan, striving just for that one meal that's off plan, but the rest of the week I'm on plan, and then going out and living a life that I love. And I hope that all of y'all are doing that. I hope that your day is filled with things that help you build a life that you love, and that you'll have a great week. I will see you in my next video. Bye.